What's up, Gav?
Jonathan Raw. Joel Stout. And John Wargo. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. 15-0 the New Jersey Grade School Wrestling League. There they are, gang. Stateliner wrestlers of the future.
Got enough food?
From the Phillipsburg High School Gymnasium on the campus of Phillipsburg High School in Lopatcong Township, New Jersey, Stateliner Sports Network proudly presents Phillipsburg High School Wrestling. Tonight, the Stateliners play host to the Red Devils of Ridge High School. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Moore, and along with Bob Kerp, we'll be bringing you all the hold-by-hold of tonight's matchup. Phillipsburg Ridge Wrestling is brought to you by Rothman Orthopedics, proud to be the exclusive partner of the NJSIAA and to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RothmanOrtho.com to make an appointment and stop dealing with pain. Get back to truly living. By Ahart, Frenzy & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at AFSinsurance.com. By Urco Credit Union, 450 Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Great rates, low fees. Clean up those after the holidays bills with a low-cost personal loan. Visit us at urcocu.com. By the Firth Youth Center, a proud promoter of youth athletics. Find them at www.firthyouthcenter.com. Follow the Stateliners on Facebook at Phillipsburg High School Wrestling. By Open Mic, for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Hunterdon and Warren, Sussex area, follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. By Welcome to the Pit, a history of Phillipsburg wrestling is available. Order yours on Amazon today. And follow Phillipsburg Wrestling on Twitter at PbergHS Wrestling, PbergHS, WRESTLIN. The Stateliners come into the match with a record of 5-1. Stateliners defeating Raritan 49-13, Monroe 45-18, Hunterdon Central 35-19, Kittatinny 40-18, and Toms River North 29-28. They dropped a 30-24 decision to North Hunterdon. Finished 11th in the Dvorak tournament in Chicago, 7th in the Hurricane, and 3rd in the Hunterdon Sussex Warren. The Red Devils come into the match. They are 4-2. They own a 36-31 victory over Somerville. Beat Bergenfield 68-12. Beat Lenape Valley 48-27. And Pingree 54-21. They lost to Fairlawn 45-21 and Livingston 43-21. They finished 3rd in the Kearney Holiday Tournament, 4th in the Laker Holiday event, and 3rd in the Sussex County Tournament. Public address announcer Ed Mancinelli asking everyone to rise, and Phillipsburg High School senior Delmy Cruz will sing our national anthem. Domi Cruz with the singing of our national anthem. We will start the match tonight at 113 pounds. For Ridge, it'll be sophomore Charlie Corbett, 8-8, against Stateliner sophomore James Day, 17-5. Ridge does not have anyone weighed in at 120, where they would have faced Logan Matsko, the junior of the Stateliners, 10-5. 126, sophomore Fabi Nicolai, 0-1 for Ridge against Phillipsburg sophomore Joe Innamorato, 13-5. Devin Capato for Ridge at 132 with senior 14-4 against Stateliner junior Jason Tino, 12-10. 138, junior Brandon Engel, 10-8 for the Red Devils against Phillipsburg freshman Hunter Cleaver, 1-2. 145, Jake Fern, a sophomore, 12-6 for Ridge against Stateliner senior Jared Kukor, 8-9. 152, Gerald Lorino, a senior, 4-7 for Ridge against Phillipsburg sophomore Matt D'Onofrio, 9-10. 160, Lucas Parrish, a senior, 2-7 against either Nate Sestowney, a sophomore, 18-4, or senior Denny Perez, 7-8. 170, Colin Scherzer, a junior, 8-6 against either Sestowney or Perez. 182, James West, a sophomore, 0-1 for the Red Devils against either sophomore David Pearson, 11-9, or senior Jake Wicks, 14-8. 195, Matt Newman, a sophomore, 5-9, facing either Pearson or Wicks. 220, junior Andrew Taddeo for Ridge, 14-2 against Stateliner junior Gage Horvath, 13-7. Robert Jack Prentice at 285 for Ridge, a junior, 5-8 against Stateliner senior Cody Crutz, 13-6. And we'll end it at 106, Tim Colshorn, a freshman, 11-7 for Ridge against Phillipsburg sophomore Sean Stashalitis, who is 5-10. Stateliners, 3 wrestlers down tonight, Bob, where they were expected to be down for High Point on Saturday, so they're down and stayed down. That's Logan Matsko at 120. That would be his first start there this year. 126, Joe Innamorato down for the first time from 132. And at 132, Jason Tino, who actually lost the weight last Thursday against Toms River North to get down after Joe Innamorato had been out ill.
Tino looked good at 132 against Toms River, and that opens up the spot again for Hunter Cleaver, who did so well in that Toms River bout.
Our referee tonight is Anthony Zullo. Ridge is coached by Steve Hendershot in his 12th season as the head coach, and he has spent some time in Phillipsburg and was telling me before the match, and in fact in the PAL midget baseball program, he coached a couple of the Stateliners. He coached Cody Crutz and Nate Sestowney and Denny Perez, coached them in baseball, so he's quite familiar with the Stateliner lineup. And his son was Ridge's top wrestler a year ago. Both of these teams are in the same region. Ridge won the odd bouts for Ridge, so they won the flip. So Ridge has to be out first at 113. It'll be sophomore Charlie Corbett, 8-8, against Phillipsburg sophomore James Day, 17-5.
113.
Ridge in the Red Devils in the green singlets with white trim. Stateliners in their predominantly white singlet, gray and garnet trim. So James Day, sophomore, 17-5. Charlie Corbett, sophomore, 8-8. Day is in on a double leg. He's got a takedown and leads 2-0.
Day at 114.8, Corbett 113.4.
Day reaching inside for the left wrist. Looking for a cross-face cradle, pressuring on that left elbow and reaching behind the left knee. Again, reaches inside for the left wrist. Right in the center of that Phillipsburg mat with the garnet P. And garnet around the outside, gray on the inside, the circle. Day trying to run a half Nelson from the right side, takes the left wrist. We have wrestled a minute. Day on top, 2-0. He tries to run the half Nelson from the right side. And driving him over with the half. Anthony Zullo's going to look in at that right shoulder. Body press by James Day. He's got a lot of time. And the fall. It comes in a minute and 18 with a half Nelson for James Day. So the Stateliners go out in front 6-0, and it will be out to collect the forfeit at 1:20 is Logan Matsko. So it is 12-0 Phillipsburg.
They had that half in deep twice, and the second time was able to turn Corbett over, stick him to the mat.
126, Fabi Nicolai. He is a sophomore, 0-1. Coach Hendershot says he is a scrapper. And he'll face Phillipsburg sophomore Joe Innamorato, 13-5. Big height difference between Innamorato and Nicolai. Now Nicolai is out in a predominantly white ridge singlet. Corbett was out in green. That's ridge across the chest, green trim. He dives in at Innamorato, who sprawls, and then Innamorato is in on the left leg, trying to switch to a double. To the double, and a takedown for Innamorato. He's up 2-0, has to come up the legs. Wraps the tight waist around the left side of Nicolai and trying to bar the left arm. Near the edge, and off they go at a minute 23 with Innamorato on top, 2-0.
Innamorato had that ankle within seconds with a good grip, and then had to shift over to the double to complete the takedown.
Underhooks the left shoulder on the whistle. Nicolai stands. Off they go, back to the center in a minute 14. And Innamorato will cut Nicolai. 2-1, Innamorato. Nicolai reaches for Innamorato's left leg, can't pull it in. Innamorato snaps in, he's looking for a cradle out the right side. He's got a cradle. Head in the side, takes Nicolai over with that cradle and the fall. That comes in a minute 10. We are through 3, and the Stateliners are quickly out in front, 18-0. Devin Capato for Ridge, and this is going to be, this is off the JV squad. It's Hakeem Ransdell at 132. Hakeem making his first varsity start. Capato's a senior, 14-4, and Hakeem Ransdell his first varsity start.
He weighs in at 121.7 to Ransdell's 133.2. Capato, 133.2.
Ransdell in for Jason Tino, one of the Stateliners up against the match limit at the end of the year. So the Stateliners up front here, 18-0, and a chance to hold him out. Dave Post will do that. Capato tries to power Ransdell with a whizzer and has a takedown to lead 2-0. Capato is in that predominantly green ridge singlet, trying to run a half Nelson from the far side, right side. Now gets out the right side, trying to bury that half, and he's got Ransdell over. Anthony Zullo counting out back points and looking in with a body press by Capato. And the fall. That comes in 1 minute. Capato with a half in 1 minute. And we are through 4. It is Phillipsburg 18 and Ridge 6. Brandon Engel, a junior 10 and 8. And Phillipsburg freshman Hunter Cleaver, who is 1 and 2. Got the big fall against Toms River North. Engel, a junior 10 and 8. So 4 bouts, 4 falls. Phillipsburg on top 18-6. We're at 138.
Cleaver at 139.4 and Engel at 134.8.
Tie up with wrestlers on a knee. Engel trying to work a Russian tie. Cleaver circles back in. They hand fight, now looking for a high crotch. Whizzer put in by Cleaver. Cleaver wants to step across. Engel picking up that left leg, trying to pull that leg through. Whizzer again by Cleaver. And Cleaver fights off that takedown attempt. We're neutral the minute 5 to wrestle here in the first.
Good application of the whizzer by Hunter Cleaver, and Capato disappointed he was able to get that leg up, but couldn't score from it.
And fight for hand control. Wrestlers break apart. Well, we got 45 seconds to go here in the first. No advantage at 138. Engel dives in at a double. Cleaver tried to sprawl. Tries to drive through that double, and Cleaver tried to throw him on by. And they're off at 29 seconds. No advantage.
It's another cagey move there by Hunter Cleaver.
Cleaver tries to snap, spin around the right side, head in the side. Still spinning. And he's got a takedown and trying to set up a mouse trap. Anthony Zullo says no takedown.
Yeah, the leg got blocked off there by Engel as Cleaver looked like he came around and got position.
He's looking for a spladle. First period will end scoreless at 138. This broadcast is presented by the Stateliner Sports Network for the use of our viewing audience under the authority of the Phillipsburg Board of Education and may not be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the express written permission of the Stateliner Sports Network. Visit us at StatelinerSports.com. Engel underneath to start the second. Cleaver brings him back down to his base, trying to set up a mouse trap. Pressures on the head. Trying to drive a half Nelson to Engel's right. And he reaches out for that leg, and that's the mouse trap. Cleaver has the right leg hooked with his left. And turns him over to his left. Got a 1 count, that's all. Again, he reaches for that leg. Cleaver trying to turn him to his right. And Engel wants to pop his head out of there for a reversal. Cleaver still in control. And now reaching for a spladle. Here comes a spladle. Maybe a little too tight to him, Bob, to expose the shoulders. Now he has him over. 2 count, 3. Fall with a spladle in 3:29 for Hunter Cleaver. And we are through 5. It is Phillipsburg 24 and Ridge 6.
That didn't look like much until he finally got him over to his shoulders, and then he had him stacked really well. A nice finish for Hunter Cleaver. 2 falls in a row.
This is Jared Kukor for Phillipsburg at 145. He is a senior, 8-9. This is Jake Fern, who's a sophomore, 12-6 for the Red Devils.
Both wrestlers weighed in at 146.
Tied up in the center.
Fern was one of 4 Ridge wrestlers to get a win against North Hunterdon.
He's in on the right leg, goes to trip, and Kukor fights that off, goes to trip him again. He's got that left leg up in the air. Kukor now trying to sit or kick out of it at the edge, and he covers both ankles, and that's a takedown for Fern. He's on top 2-0. Phillipsburg is ranked 7th in the area, according to Lehigh Valley Live. That's behind Nazareth, Bethlehem Catholic, Notre Dame, North Hunterdon, Saucon Valley, and Northampton. They are 8th in the state, according to NJ.com. Behind Bergen Catholic, Del Barton, North Hunterdon, Camden Catholic, Howell, High Point, and Kingsway. Kukor picks up on the left leg trying to reverse, and he has a reversal. And we are tied at 2. New Jersey Wrestling Writers Association, the Stateliners are ranked 12th. That's last week's ranking. I apologize for that. I believe now they're up in the top 10. Kukor pulling the left wrist across the body. "25 seconds to wrestle here in the first, with Kukor and Fern tied at 2. Kukor in the mat return is tripped Fern back down, throws the left leg in, looking for a power half. Fern's up on his feet. And the first period ends with Kukor and Fern tied at 2. Kukor's choice. He will take down to start the second. The Wrestling Writers Association, Phillipsburg is ranked 7th. That's behind Bergen Catholic, Del Barton, Camden Catholic, North Hunterdon, Kingsway, and Howell. Ridge not ranked. Fern riding out the left side. Reaching for the right wrist on Kukor.
Kukor came to his feet in the first period after being taken down, lifted behind to get the leg of Fern to get his reversal.
Fern with a right hand 5 pry as Kukor stands, arches his back, now trying to tear at the hands. Fern drops down to Kukor's left leg, picks that leg up, and they go off with Fern still in control in 1:17 to go here in the second. Fern finished 3rd in the Somerset County tournament and 2nd in the Kearney Holiday tournament. Right hand tight waist, left elbow. Roll by Kukor. Trying to face Fern. Trying to block him off, come up to his feet. Kukor is out. He has the escape, and Kukor leads 3-2 here in the second. Working takedowns again. The only takedown in the bout belongs to Fern. It's youth night here at Phillipsburg High School. All the area youth midget programs are here. There's a takedown for Kukor. And he leads it 5-2.
It's a nice turn as Jared pressured the head and then reached back to get the ankle.
2 count, 3, 4, 5. 3 back points coming for Kukor. Or that's 2, says Anthony Zullo. 7-2. Kukor trying to set up a power half. Gets the legs in. Pressuring on the left elbow to try to take Fern off his legs here. And Fern trying to shake Kukor over top. Second period ends with Kukor on top, 7-2. Fern's choice. And he'll go underneath in the third. Kukor with a dozen career wins. Fern on the mat return by Kukor.
As a senior, Mike, Kukor just seems a lot more comfortable out there this year. He's got more poise and he's shown a greater variety of moves than his limited appearances a year ago.
Wants to trip. Fern stands. Trying to pry those hands apart, and Kukor tried to toss him to his back. And Fern able to belly down. Fern stands, tearing at those hands. There's a stalling warning and an escape. So warning for stalling on Kukor, escape for Fern. 7-3 Kukor. 1 minute to wrestle.
Other than that early takedown, it's really been all Jared Kukor.
At the edge, and he'll take him off in front of the Ridge bench. Phillipsburg and Easton tomorrow night, 6:50. Will be our start time on the Stateliner Sports Network. That being wrestled at Easton High School at the 25th Street Gym. 2 years ago, we were at the middle school. 4 years ago, we were at the 25th Street Gym. Diving in a double was Fern. Kukor trying to spin around to his right. Lock up a cradle. He will pick up the right leg. Fern trying to come out and face him. Kukor with a hand and a wrist behind the right knee. Or his hands locked behind that right knee. Trying to circle around to his right as this one's going to come to an end. That'll be a 7-3 decision for Phillipsburg's Jared Kukor. We are through 6. It's Phillipsburg 27 and Ridge 6. 152, Gerald Lorino. For Ridge, he is a senior, 4-7. For Phillipsburg, it is sophomore Matt D'Onofrio, who is 9-10. Diving ankle pick by D'Onofrio for a takedown to lead 2-0. Trying to lock up a cradle. Or it's a hazard tilt, and rolling on through is Lorino, and they're back to the center.
D'Onofrio at 153.1, Lorino at 146.7.
There's an escape for Lorino. 2-1, the ankle pick again for a takedown by D'Onofrio. Up 4-1, he's going to cut Lorino. It is 4-2. Diving in is Lorino. D'Onofrio sprawls. Reaches in to pick up the left ankle. Off to our left at a minute 13 to go here in the first. Wrestlers circle. D'Onofrio reaches for the right leg, can't pull it in. Diving in on a double is Lorino. D'Onofrio sprawls and cross faces him, comes around for a takedown, his third. He leads 6-2. He cuts Lorino, it is 6-3. Dives in on the left leg of D'Onofrio, who sprawls. D'Onofrio pressuring on that left arm, spins around behind and fights off another takedown attempt by Lorino to go up 8-3, and then gives Lorino the escape. It's 8-4. D'Onofrio is in on the legs to a double, has his 5th takedown, 10-4, with 10 seconds to go here in the first. Right hand tight waist by D'Onofrio. And he will ride out Lorino in the first period. 10-4 lead for Stateliner sophomore Matt D'Onofrio. We're in the 7th of 14. The Stateliners lead the match 27-6. Lorino's choice, he will defer. D'Onofrio will go underneath to start the second. D'Onofrio is ready. Lorino right hand tight waist, left elbow. That's a caution on Lorino. Roll by D'Onofrio. He's out right away. And D'Onofrio leads 11-4.
Does that roll really well. So 5 takedowns in the first, 2 by ankle pick, 1 double. He's going for another double.
And has a takedown. 13-4. He will cut him. 13-5. So D'Onofrio has built to the major. Now he'll try to build to a technical fall from his feet.
The other 2 takedowns were by counters as Lorino tried to get in on legs and could not finish.
Reach for the right ankle, couldn't pull it in. Break apart.
Was up more on the calf, didn't have the leverage.
Dives in on a double. Lorino sprawls, trying to drive through, and he has a takedown. 15-5 D'Onofrio. Off in front of the scorer's table at 50 seconds to wrestle in the second.
So 7 takedowns for D'Onofrio, frustrating Lorino.
Chops at that left elbow. Right hand tight waist, trying to set up a hazard tilt. As Lorino stands, he is out. It is 15-6. 30 seconds to go here in the second. In on the right leg is Lorino, and again, he's just not strong enough as D'Onofrio counters that for a takedown, and it's 17-6. He's been in, I think, 3 times. There's a hazard tilt. Lorino rolls on through.
He's reaching Mike, but he doesn't have much of a penetration step. And yeah, D'Onofrio puts his weight on him, and Lorino cannot finish.
They shoot simultaneously. Now reaching for a leg is D'Onofrio behind the right knee and runs out of time before he finished that takedown. And he leads it 17-7 after 2. Lorino will go underneath in the third. Now that choice doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, he certainly doesn't want neutral.
No, but he look a cradle. D'Onofrio has a cradle. Takes Lorino over to his right and gets 2 back points. It is 19-7. Lorino stands. D'Onofrio is looking for a standing hazard on an escape. It is 19-8. D'Onofrio. Wrestlers tie up. Ankle pick. D'Onofrio with a takedown. That is 21-8. Off they go, just in front of our Stateliner Sports camera. Lorino underneath, minute 12 with a 21-8 lead. D'Onofrio going to cut him. He'll ride from the right side. Lorino stands. Lorino is out. 21-9.
1 minute to wrestle, 1 minute.
D'Onofrio trying to get in on a double as Lorino sprawls. At the edge, they're off in front of the Stateliner cheerleaders across the way at 54 seconds. Lorino has 9 escapes. It is 8 takedowns, an escape and back points for D'Onofrio. Flattens out Lorino. Trying to spin around now to his right. Lorino trying to block him off with his right arm. Hand and a wrist locked behind D'Onofrio's left knee. Now trying to switch to a double. With 30 seconds to go. Again, D'Onofrio flattens him out. Picks off the left hand behind his knee. And as he's trying to spin around to Lorino's right, they are out of bounds with 26 seconds to go. Diving in on the right leg is D'Onofrio to a double. Now trying to settle for a single. Trying to drive through at the edge as Lorino sprawls. And Lorino will fight off that takedown attempt with 5 seconds to go.
I mean, Lorino's got plenty of upper body strength just to look at him, but he's just has not been able to apply it against Matt D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio will win a 21-9 major decision. We are halfway through. It is Phillipsburg 31 and Ridge 6. Stateliners have 3 falls, a forfeit, a major, and a regular decision. And Ridge has a fall. And this is going to be Joel Gonzalez for Phillipsburg. Joel Gonzalez, the girls' state champion a year ago, will make her varsity debut against Lucas Parrish. Joel reaches for the right leg, can't pull it in. Parrish looking for a bear hug. Pressure on the head, looking for Russian tie is Gonzalez.
Gonzalez at 155.9 to Parrish's 161.1.
Trying to work that tie. Trying to pull Gonzalez into him. Jewel trying to underhook the left shoulder on Parrish. Now she wants a Russian tie. Parrish tries to sweep a leg, can't get it. Wants a bear hug. Trying to inside tie the 2 arms of Gonzalez. They've wrestled a minute, no advantage here at 160. Now he's trying to set up a cement job, and rolling on through is Gonzalez. Now a cement job again, and Gonzalez rolls on through. And a Peterson by Gonzalez. She has a takedown and has Parrish for 2 points. I don't think she got a 2 count. Gonzalez has the right arm barred, reaches inside for the left wrist. Up on her toes, trying to drive a bar. Now going to get out the left side. Hammer locking the left wrist. Right hand tight waist. Controlling the left wrist. Breaks down Parrish. And bars the left arm. She's going to run out of time. We are through 1, and Jewel Gonzalez has a 2-0 lead over Lucas Parrish.
She rolled through a pair of throws very well and then worked to the Peterson. Nicely executed.
She has to adjust the hair tie, get everything regulation and set. They are neutral to start the second. Was that Parrish's choice for neutral? He wants to set up a throw.
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I didn't see the indication. He's, again, looking to set up a throw. With a cement, and he puts Gonzalez on her back. trying to get more on Gonzalez's right shoulder. So he had set up that throw a couple times in the first period. Gonzalez rolled on through that time. She couldn't do it. Body press on that left shoulder. Anthony Zullo looking in. A lot of time, minute 15 to go here in the second.
Parrish sat through with it. He appeared to take the pressure off of Gonzalez's near shoulder.
Gonzalez still trying to keep that right shoulder up off the mat as Anthony Zullo looks in. 50 seconds to go here in the second. Trying to pick up on the right arm and turn her to her left. Now she's trying to check, and she comes off her back and gets a reversal. So it's a 5-point play. It's 5-4 in favor of Parrish. That got the Stateliner students excited to our right. Now she's trying to turn Parrish over, barring his left arm. Trying to and cup him under the chin and drive him over to his right. 10 seconds to wrestle. She's got Parrish on his back. And the fall! Jewel Gonzalez gets the fall in 3:54.
I mean, she's a great story, period, but just her perseverance there and being on her back for much of that second period. And then she rolls through to the reversal and gets Parrish on his back. I thought she had about 20 seconds to do it. I didn't think she'd have enough time, but she did. She finished it well.
Very methodically. So she was trailing 5-4 at the time of the fall in 3:54. So not sure. Certainly in Phillipsburg wrestling history, that is the first fall in a boys varsity match by a Stateliner female. She has done quite well on JVs, and obviously she is a defending state champion, and she was the MOW last year in Atlantic City in the girls tournament. And she has just chalked up a varsity fall in a boys match. Stateliners at 170. Denny Perez, I believe this is for the Stateliners, a senior 7-8. Against Colin Scherzer, he's a junior 8-6. And Scherzer loses his headgear, so Anthony Zullo will stop it. Have to be impressed with Jewel Gonzalez, on top. When she reversed in the first period.
Yeah, she went with that arm lock right away.
Yeah, got a takedown in the first period when she fought off a couple of those throws with the Peterson, and she ran out of time. She might have had the fall had she been able to turn him late in the first.
She knew exactly what she was doing.
Back to the center neutral here with 40 seconds to go.
And she went back to the move in the second that she started with in the first and applied it quickly.
Circle each other to the left. Fight for hand control. Anthony Zullo just warning Denny Perez about the taps to the head and the face of Colin Scherzer. Scherzer's a junior 8-6. Perez is a senior 7-8. Russian tie by Scherzer. Wrestlers break apart. We're down to 5 seconds here in the first. No score after one. Scherzer's choice. He will defer. Perez will go underneath to start the second. Perez is set. Scherzer, left hand tight waist, right elbow. Riding out the right side on Perez. Scherzer so far unable to break him down. Trying to take the right wrist on Perez. Scherzer reaches inside for the left wrist, try to drive a half, and Perez reverses Scherzer and leads 2-0. Perez trying to work a power half, has the right leg in.
Just levered that half to throw Scherzer over. It was nicely done.
Scherzer stands, and he is out with 1 minute to wrestle in the second. It is 2-1. Denny Perez of the Stateliners. Scherzer trying to work a front head and arm at the edge in front of the Stateliner cheerleaders. Off, says referee Anthony Zullo. Got 47 seconds to go here in the second.
Nate Sestowney, who would normally be in the lineup here or earlier at 160, another one of those Stateliners coming up on match limits.
Circle each other to the left. Wrestlers break apart. Looking for a barrel roll was Perez. Missed it, got flattened out. And Anthony Zullo has stopped it to make sure that Perez is okay. Gives a takedown, though, to Scherzer. Scherzer is out in front 3-2. And Perez will be underneath. Perez tries to sit. Brought back down by Scherzer to his knees. Left hand tight waist. Perez trying to get control of that left hand. Pull that tight waist off. And Scherzer picks up on the left ankle. Now a left hand thigh pry. Second period comes to an end with Colin Scherzer of Ridge out in front of Phillipsburg's Denny Perez, 3-2. Perez's choice in the third. Or check it, it is Scherzer's choice, and he will go underneath. Stateliners lead the match. It's 37-6. We're at 170, or the 9th of 14. Scherzer tries to stand. And off they go, and almost right into our table here.
Glad he held up because it might have been awkward.
It's a little too far away for you to be able to throw him.
Yeah.
Scherzer tries to stand.
That's
Perez
for darn sure.
Trips him back down. Well, the table would have prevented a leg shot, so it would have been your only choice.
Reaching out my hand from a sitting position, which was really not a good idea. I was just going to lose fingers.
So Scherzer with an escape to go up 4-2. Only takedown in the bout, or excuse me, they each have a takedown, and Scherzer has 2 escapes.
Takedown for Scherzer, and then it was a reverse for Perez in that second period.
Scherzer diving in on a double and trying to work a throw is Perez, and Perez able to throw, but Scherzer coming off his back. So there is a Perez takedown, and we're tied at 4. Scherzer stands. Scherzer is out with 53 seconds to go. Scherzer with a 5-4 lead.
Perez's points have been on counters.
He has to watch as he goes into that tie-up because he really kind of swung at that last one. 30 seconds to go. Perez tries to tie up the left wrist. 20 seconds to go. dives in on the looking for that barrel roll, but got flattened out. Scherzer breaks apart. Perez looks for stalling warning on Scherzer. Again tried for the barrel roll, got flattened out. Spinning around the other way for Scherzer is the takedown. And Scherzer will win this bout. It'll be 7-4 at 170. We are through 9. It's Phillipsburg 37 and Ridge 9. .182. It'll be sophomore James West 0-1. And for Phillipsburg either, it is going to be Jake Wicks. The senior is 14-8. So David Pearson will go up to 195.
Wicks at 179.2 to West 181.6.
Wicks trying to snap down. Has West to one knee. West reaches out with his left arm trying to block off Wicks. Wicks thinking about a butt drag here, maybe a cradle. Still no takedown awarded, and there it is by Anthony Zullo. Wicks on top, 2-0. Wants to try and check him back. Chops at the elbow, trying to check him out. Right into a headlock and a body press by Wicks. And the fall, 54 seconds by Jake Wicks. We are through 10, and Phillipsburg now with an insurmountable 43-9 lead.
Referee Anthony Zullo, Mike, has some of the quietest pin calls I have seen. Very understated.
It's on the far side, not even sure he's called a pin. Unless you hear the whistle. 195, Matt Newman, a sophomore 5-9 for Ridge, and Phillipsburg sophomore David Pearson, who is 11-9.
Pearson giving up 7 pounds here.
Phillipsburg will be at Easton tomorrow night, 6:50 will be our broadcast time from Easton's 25th Street Gym. Half a shot by Newman. Front head and arm, Pearson circling around the right. Newman trying to block him off with his right arm. Pearson tries to work a butt drag and has a takedown. Phillipsburg sophomore on top 2-0. Looking to cradle, head in the left side. Throws the legs in. Now trying to work a power half and turn him to his right. And he has him over with the power half. Pearson trying to get more weight on the left shoulder, and the fall is called by Anthony Zulli in a minute 11. We are through 11. It's Phillipsburg 49 and Ridge 9.
The Red Devils, the liners, Gage, Horvath.
Andrew Tadeo. Or Tadeo, I'm sorry. He is a junior, 14-2. And Phillipsburg junior Gage Horvath, 13-7. Sorry, that's Tadeo. Tadeo. Off they go across the way in front of the Stateliners bench. 15 seconds in. Wrestlers tie up. Tadeo with pads on both knees. Horvath with one on his left knee as he tried to circle around behind, and Tadeo blocked him off. Horvath with half a shot at the right leg. No advantage here. We've wrestled 50 seconds. Horvath tried to sweep the right leg, can't get it, and they're off to our left. Circle each other to the left. Wrestlers tied up, now break apart. Tie up again. At the edge of the mat, right in front of the Red Devils bench. Now Tadio circles back in. He reaches for the right leg of Horvath, and there's a power shrug move by Horvath for a takedown, and they're off. Horvath's out in front 2-0. Tadio will be underneath.
Both Horvath and Tadio lost to Northumberland's Ian Gaboro. It was 3-1 for Horvath and 3-1 also for Tadio as a sudden victory.
Horvath picking up the right leg to maintain control here. Tadio hopping up and down, and Horvath trips him down, and they are off with 0.8 of a second to go in the first period. Tadio is set, now Horvath, and the period ends 2-0 in favor of Gage Horvath. Horvath is a defending district champion. He'll go underneath to start the second. Horvath is 4th in this year's Hurricane tournament, 3rd in the 100 in Sussex Warren. He has an escape to go out in front 3-0. He's ranked 5th in this weight class in the area by Lehigh Valley Live. And he has a career mark of 33 and 28.
Two more bouts to go, Mike. Stateliners up 17-5 on their feet. Of course, 9 of those coming from Matt D'Onofrio.
Wrestlers break apart. 40 seconds gone here in the second. Horvath with a late first period takedown, power shrug, and a second period escape for his 3. They have been taking up their stalling warning on Tadio as they go off the mat. For 220-pounders, they have taken up a lot of mat space.
They're both, Gage Horvath to me is a lot more mobile this year than last. And I would say the same for David Pearson.
Tadio wanted a throw. There's that power shrug. Horvath has a takedown and now reaches for a cradle.
It's interesting, Mike, because I don't know that we've seen him use that much this year. He certainly favors the Russian tie, but he's used it twice here and got a takedown both times.
Up 5-0 here in the second. Left hand tight waist, right elbow. Tries to check back Tadio, then Tadio blocks him off with his left arm. He has an escape. It is 5-1 Horvath. 20 seconds to go here in the second. Stateliners have the match won. It's 49-9. We're at 2:20 or the 12th of 14. There's one at that power move again, and they're off at 11 seconds. Kind of little, like, inside trip. Gets out the side with it.
I think it's just something that he feels in that lockup with Tadio, that it's an advantage, it's an opportunity he has.
5-1 Horvath after 2. And Tadio will go down in the third. Tadio finishing second in the Kearney Holiday Tournament and second in the Laker event, and he is a Somerset County Tournament champion. He has an escape. It's 5-2.
They're trying once to check him back. Horvath seemed very content to let him go there.
Coach Hendershot telling me before the match that Ridge was without their 120-pounder, Ryan Duguay, and coach saying, it was an opportunity to try and get some seeding points in the regions. And this bout here, I would think it's safe to say that Horvath and Taddeo will be advancing the regions. There is a takedown for Horvath. He's ahead 7-2. So this bout, no longer really about the team score here, but for these two, about seeding points.
Well, Horvath was trying that power shrug again. Taddeo decided to back away to try to get away from it and just lost his balance. Horvath plowed into him.
Taddeo tries to sit. Horvath wants to check him back. Tadeo's out again. It's 7-3.
Despite the difference in their records, Gage Horvath seems very comfortable on his feet in this matchup.
30 seconds to go in the bout. Taddeo tries to sweep Horvath's right leg, can't get it. Now Horvath's in on his right. Picks that leg up, and Horvath has a takedown. He leads 9-3. Very impressive performance tonight by the Stateliner junior. Final 10 seconds. Taddeo stands. Horvath drops down on the leg, trips him back down on the mat. And Gage Horvath is going to win a 9-3 decision at 2:20. We are through 12. It's Phillipsburg 52 and Ridge 9. Stateliners have 6 falls and a forfeit, a major, and 2 regular decisions. Cody Krutz out for the Stateliners, a senior 13-6 at 285, and Robert Jack Prentice for Ridge. He is a junior, 5-8.
Both wrestlers at 241.
Cody Krutz, ranked 4th in this weight class by Lehigh Valley Live. He has a takedown quickly and leads 2-0. He's going to hammerlock the right, or bar the right arm. And trying to drive him over to his right. Body press by Krutz. Prentice trying to bridge, keep the right shoulder up off the mat, and the fall in 40 seconds. So we head to the final bout of the night. It is Phillipsburg 58 and Ridge 9. At 106, Tim Colshorn. He is a freshman, 11-7. For the Stateliners, sophomore Sean Stashalitis, who is 5-10.
Colshorn picked up a pin against North Hunterdon, but it was a wrestler that the Stateliners did not see.
Stashalitis reaches for the right leg, can't pull it in.
It's a 3.5-pound advantage for Stashalitis.
Colshorn with half a shot, blocked off by Stashalitis. Fight for hand control, they break apart. Stashalitis down on his right knee. Wrestlers tie up on their knees. Now up to their feet. Stashalitis dives in on the right leg. Pressure on the head by Colshorn. Stashalitis trying to step across, grab that left, or trip with the left leg. Now in on a double, and Stashalitis has a takedown, leads 2-0. Left hand tight waist. chopping at the right elbow to break down Colshorn. Trying, I think, to take the right wrist across the body. It gives up on that. Stays with the left hand tight waist. Colshorn trying to crawl away from Stateliner, who tries to work a 2-on-1 now on the right wrist. They're at the edge of the mat in front of the Stateliner bench. With off they go at 15 seconds. Coach Dave Post in his 10th year, 152 wins, 24 defeats as a Stateliner's mentor. Stachelitis drops down to the right leg. Pressure on the head by Colshorn. And Stachelitis will ride out the first period. He's ahead 2-0. Stachelitis may have a little blood coming from the nose, and Stateliner trainer Dwayne Bryda out there to take a look at him. Just joined us. We started at 1:13. James Day, Phillipsburg, a fall in a minute 18. Logan Matsko picking up a forfeit at 1:20. Joe Inamorato a fall at 1:26. Devin Capato of Ridge got a fall over Hakeem Ransdell at 1:32. Hunter Cleaver of Phillipsburg a fall with a Spladle, 3:29 at 1:38. Jared Kukor won a 7-3 decision, 1:45. Matt D'Onofrio a 21-9 decision at 1:52. Jewel Gonzalez got a fall in 3:54 at 1:60. Stachelitis choosing down to start the second, and he is out. The Stateliner sophomore now with a 3-0 lead. 170, Colin Scherzer of Ridge won a 7-4 decision. 182, Jake Wicks got a fall in 54 seconds. 195, David Pearson a fall in a minute 11. 220, Gage Horvath won a 9-3 decision. And 285, Cody Krutz a fall in 40 seconds. Wrestlers circle each other to the right. Stachelitis tries to snap down on the head of Colshorn. In, hands locked behind the the right knee. Colshorn, pressure on the head. Stachelitis trying to pick him up. Still has to a double, and Stachelitis has a takedown. And Stachelitis has a 5-0 lead.
Similar to the first period takedown where he just occupied the near leg for 10-15 seconds before working over to the second.
Trying to set up a hazard tilt. Now wraps the tight waist around the right side. Trying to pull the right wrist through the crotch. Wants to try and stack up Colshorn. Flattens him out. Final 10 seconds here of the second. Wants to try and turn him to his left. And Stachelitis loses the hold, but rides out the second, ahead 5-0. Colshorn will choose neutral in the third. Circle each other to the right. Only 2 takedowns belong to Stachelitis. Colshorn dove in on the legs. Stachelitis trying to block him off with his left arm. Colshorn wants a front head and arm. Stachelitis wrapping around the right arm and trying to work a throw. He flattened out Stachelitis. And they're off in front of Dave Post and the Stateliner coaches with a minute 24 to go. And Stachelitis leading 5-0.
Stateliner is so much longer than Cole Shorn. He's got a lot of real estate to protect. That's why he goes down on his one knee often.
Off they go in front of the Ridge bench with 1:13 to wrestle.
And Cole Shorn's about shoulder high to Stateliner.
So the youth wrestlers got a good show from the Stateliners tonight, who have 7 falls and a forfeit. As Colshorn trying to get in on a double. Stateliner draped over top. Picking up on the left ankle on Colshorn, keeps pressure on the head. Colshorn trying to pick up that left leg. Stateliner trying to arch his back, and he frees the leg, and off they go in front of our Stateliner Sports microphones here with 37 seconds to go. Stateliner circling to his left. Dives in on the right leg. Pressure on the head by Colshorn. Stateliner keeps that right leg, goes to the left. Has to pop his head out. Takedown with 12 seconds to go. Stateliner' third takedown. He's ahead 7-0. Stateliner will win a 7-0 decision at 106. Final tonight, Phillipsburg 61 and Ridge 9. Phillipsburg Ridge Wrestling on the Stateliner Sports Network, a service of Rothman Orthopedics. Proud to be the exclusive partner of the NJSIAA and to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RothmanOrtho.com to make an appointment and stop dealing with pain. Get back to truly living. By Ahart, Frinzy & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at AFSinsurance.com. By Urco Credit Union, 450 Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Great rates, low fees. Clean up those after the holidays bills with a low-cost personal loan. Visit us at urcocu.com. By the Firth Youth Center, a proud promoter of youth athletics. Find them at www.firthyouthcenter.com. By Open Mic, for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Hunterdon and Warren, Sussex area, follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. By Welcome to the Pit, a history of Phillipsburg wrestling is available. Order yours on Amazon today. Follow the Stateliners on Facebook at Phillipsburg HS Wrestling. And follow Phillipsburg Wrestling on Twitter at Pberg HS Wrestling. Pberg HS, WRESTLIN. So the Stateliners with 7 falls, a forfeit, a major, and 3 regular decisions. And Ridge had a fall and a regular decision. We started it at 1:13. James Day of the Stateliners, a fall with a half Nelson in 1:18 over Charlie Corbett. 120 Logan Matsko, the Stateliners, a winner by forfeit. 126 Joe Inamorato of Phillipsburg, a fall with a cradle in 1:10 over Fabi Nicolai. 132 Devin Capato of Ridge, a fall with a half Nelson in 1 minute over Hakeem Ransdell. 138 Hunter Cleaver of the Stateliners, a fall with a spladle in 3:29 over Brandon Engel. 145 Jared Kukor of Phillipsburg, 7-3 decision over Jake Fern. 152 Matt D'Onofrio of the Stateliners, a 21-9 major decision over Gerald Lorino. 160 Jewel Gonzalez in her first varsity start in a boys match, a fall in 3:54 over Lucas Parrish. Came off her back in the second period and got the fall. 170 Colin Scherzer of Ridge, a 7-4 decision over Denny Perez. 182 Jake Wicks, a fall with a headlock in 54 seconds over James West. 195. David Pearson of the Stateliners fall with a power half in 1:11 over Matt Newman. 220. Gage Horvath of Phillipsburg, a 9-3 decision over Andrew Taddeo. At 285, Cody Krutz of the Stateliners, a fall in 40 seconds over Robert Jack Prentice. And at 106, Sean Stashalitis of Phillipsburg, a 7-0 decision over Tim Colshorn. Impressive performance tonight, Bob, by the Stateliners.
Commanding. 7 pins, Day-In, Murano, Cleaver, Gonzalez, Wicks, Pearson, Krutz. We saw pins with hammerlocks and with spladles. And here comes Coach Post.
Coach Post will come over and join us. Coach has picked up career win number 153 against 24 defeats. And I guess, you have to start with Jewel Gonzalez. I know, all the kids certainly excited for her, the students and her teammates to come out and, get a fall in a boys varsity match.
Sure, and she had to earn it too. It wasn't easy. I mean, came out, we could tell he was kind of looking a little dangerous there. We get the first takedown on a little scramble, and we say, hey, you got to stay out of the big stuff. Like, that's what he's looking for. He wants to throw you. Of course, we get caught up in those over-unders, and he throws us to our back, and, it was one of those things. She's looking over at us, and we're just yelling, just keep fighting, because we knew if we got an opportunity on top, Jewel's so good on top, that she was going to get an opportunity with that wrist on back. And, she had gotten in the first period, and we just ran out of time. So we were hoping, we were even thinking maybe in the third period taking top just to get ourselves that opportunity. Once you saw her go, once she got the reversal and came out on top, once she put it on the back, you knew there was not going to be, if there was enough time for her to get him over, she was not going to leave any doubt. She was going to get it done.
Yeah, she's very impressive on top.
Yeah, she's extremely good on top. She's good on bottom too. Just some of the boys being pretty strong, they're able to kind of control her wrists a little bit and slow her down, but not on top. She's very effective there. She's got a great high wrist. She's got good other turns too. She usually doesn't have to get to them because she's so good with the high wrist.
You got a lot of first period falls tonight, and as a coach, that's got to make you pretty happy.
Yeah, we wanted to be aggressive. We talked about this being 28 bouts to Easton. And. We have our first 14 tonight, and we'll take care of the next 14 tomorrow. But we wanted to get out to a good start, and we thought we definitely did that. We looked really crisp. Our leg attacks. Gage Horvath was one where that's a kid who's got some pretty good matches so far this year. Was their county champ, and he just went out and just put on a clinic. That last takedown that he got, where he transitioned from head outside to head inside on a re-attack and scored. That's the kind of stuff he's capable of.
Tomorrow you got the arch rival.
Yep. So, we always, not to be cliche, but we kind of take it one at a time. And, we want to look to improve every time we're out on the mat, and tomorrow's no different. But guys know there's a little bit more at stake. But, the thing is it's a lot different than, my, fourth year in when we hadn't done it in a long time. These kids know what it's like to beat Easton. And they certainly know what it means to our community to go out there and pick up a win tomorrow night.
A couple years ago it was at the middle school. Now it's back at the high school tomorrow night.
25th Street tomorrow night, yep.
That preferred venue?
I always like those nice, tight venues, where you can hear the people screaming at you. And, I think our kids will like that too.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight, and we will see you tomorrow night.
Great. Thank you very much. Dave
Post, head coach of the Stateliners, now 153 and 24. Phillipsburg against New Jersey competition since 1979-80 will go to 5-15, 67 and 1, and the Stateliners all-time 981, 267 and 7. You have been watching the Stateliner Sports Network's presentation of Phillipsburg High School Wrestling. Repeating tonight's final score, it was Phillipsburg 61 and Ridge 9. Join us for our next broadcast tomorrow night at 6:50 when the Stateliners will visit arch rival Easton. For Bob Kerp, executive producer Jake Kosa, and production associate Dylan Renner, I'm Mike Moore, saying thank you for watching Phillipsburg Stateliner Wrestling. Good night.